Greetings, my peeps. I'm John the Verbose, and this video is for week 19 of the YTpaganChallenge Challenge on what about groups, group work, group stuff. I don't have my notes today. It's something about group work. Well, like I said, I'm John the Verbose. I am a Druid in the Reformed Druids of North America, and although I'm a Druid, I do not speak for all Druids, and I do not speak on behalf of the Reformed Druids. My thoughts and opinions I express are my own, etc. So, because group work is highly subjective, even when it comes to Reformed Druids. So there are a lot of Reformed Druids who prefer to go solo. And that's great, because, I mean, basically everything's kind of laid out for them. The Reformed Druids claim to be non-dogmatic, but that is not necessarily the case. Which has caused a lot of arguments, because there are some that interpret Reformed Druidism as purely non-dogmatic, which in itself could be considered dogma. And then there are those who say that there are a hint of dogma. And then there are others, like the late Isaac Bonowitz, who said, we need more dogma. Which is why he eventually created ADF. But when it comes to myself as a Reformed Druid, I'm also a ceremonial / ritual Druid, so being in a group works well for me. A lot of times I can end up just doing solo if I can't get my Grove members together. At its height, my Druid Grove, which is called Oakdale Grove, had 7 members, and we're down to 4 who are active right now. And so it's like, personally, I'd like to have a few more. For some reason, I want to say, like, I want 12. I don't really have any reasoning for that. It's just a nice number. But I found out doing the solo work with the Reformed Druid liturgy that's available. It's kind of tricky to do it single-handedly. But yeah, it's designed that each grove should have at least 3 participants. And I found out that's a very practical number because of the theater and the juggling of ritual items. It just works better that way. Blaine, hi. Welcome to Minnesota. I'm having too much fun with this right now. I actually just got off work, and I was like, it just finished raining. There's going to be very few people in this park area. This park actually doesn't even have a name. It's just a green rectangle on the map, and this creek flows through it, and it's a pretty major creek in the Twin Cities. This is Minnehaha Creek, which flows from Lake Minnetonka and before it ends at the Mississippi River in Minneapolis, there are the notable Minnehaha Falls. And so after last week's rain, the water levels in the creek finally came up, which is nice. But anyway, I digress. I am John the Verbose, and I am being verbose. What was I saying? Ritual, group work, yes. Very fun. Also, rambling. There are so many diverse approaches and opinions and beliefs that people have that it is sometimes difficult to find a group of like-minded people all in one place. I am fortunate that I live in Minneapolis, in the Minneapolis area. I don't live in Minneapolis, but close enough to it that I can say I live in Minneapolis. I did live in Minneapolis for about a year. That there are enough people that the like-minded ones will eventually find each other, and so part of what my goals are with this channel and my other outreaches in social media is to let people find me. And that's one of the things about Druid lore, is that at the appointed time, at the appointed place, you'll just happen to run into another druid, and things will be like, hey, this couldn't have worked out better. One of the great things about the digital age is that it makes it all the more easy to go solo. And so I've had a lot of people reach out to me just for some resources, and that's, if that's all that's asked of me, then I have still succeeded in my charge. And because in my grove, I'm a third order druid, and simultaneously at the same time, I'm a sixth order druid. The numbers, once they go above 3, the numbers don't really mean anything. There was just a number that was like tacked on to the higher orders, but you don't have to go through them sequentially above the third order anymore. But as a third order druid, one of my charges is to serve others, serve other druids, to go where I'm called to help them explore Reformed Druidism. And so that is something that I am dedicated to doing. And so especially if that means that somebody's looking for a physical community of druids, then that's already established. This is going into Oakdale Grove's 3rd year of being formally chartered within the Reformed Druids of North America, though the chartering process isn't that formal. Nothing in the Reformed Druids is very formal, so I tend to make things look more formal than they really need to be. And so that's just my shtick, because I have fun being a ceremonialist. And I am getting water in my pants and in my shoes, and so before I start having too much fun and just dive in, we're going to end it here, because I don't really... It is cold out today. It's like 50-something degrees. But it's comfortable for me, but I don't really feel like jumping into the water. Plus, the water kind of smells a little bit. Minnesota has very clean waters compared to many other states. This creek is not one of them. Yeah. And that's mostly because it flows through a major urban area. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Queen of the 5 great waters, princess of the 70 times 7 rivers, Sorona, we greet you in the form of Gitchagumi. We humbly stand in awe of your might. And to the guardian spirit of these waters, Mishipushu, the Stormbringer, the protector of copper and the precious metals, we greet you with great respect. Has the Earth Mother given forth of her bounty? She has. Then give me the waters. O Dalanap Landu, descend into these waters and hallow them, by the 7-fold powers, and by the 3 ways of day and the 1 of night. Give us to know thy power as we take and drink of thy secret essences. O Gitchagumi, descend into these waters and hallow them. By your untold powers, known and unknown. Give us to know the promise that this earth will be protected and sacred for all time. The waters of life. The waters of life. What?
Go ahead and film me.
Oh, okay.